Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. Oh, I never noticed the end was like that. Scribble. I never noticed that. That's cool. Good morning, Fergie. What's up, dude? Hinohosa. Good morning, Miss Young. Hi. The dildo. Hi. Dildo. Big news. I'm quitting my job January 17th to be a stay-at-home DILF. Oh, that's cool. Congrats. DILF. Dad, I'd like to fuck. Okay, yeah, got it. Natalie, what's up? Good morning. Jose Ramirez. Good to see you. Lay it again, David Weed. I'm thinking, I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I was thinking about starting the show at 6. What if I did start the show an hour earlier? Tomorrow it is going to start at 6. I have Eli Crane on. Yeah, tornado touchdown by my house. I mean, it's kind of a exaggeration to call it a tornado. It was really kind of look like a dirt devil. I'll show you a tornado. By the way, tornado, because I know this is going to be the big thing for the libtards to be like, "Wow, I thought you said there's no such thing as climate change, and now we have tornadoes in California." So let me. No, that's 5 a.m. Yeah, get up at 5. Yeah. Where? Oh, because are you in Alaska? Where are you? You're in Alaska? Yeah. What if I started an hour earlier? If I started at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, then that would be what, 9 a.m. East Coast? This is a dynamic list of tornadoes in California and may never be able to satisfy a particular standard. Okay, fine. The U.S. State of California experienced several tornadoes every year with at least 488 twisters recorded since 1891. The Santa Monica tornado in 1952, that's Los Angeles, which killed 3 people. So there's one there in 1952. There have been at least 100 injuries related to tornadoes in the state of California. Although less common and not as strong as tornadoes in the central United States, there are regularly tornadoes in 3 regions of the state: Los Angeles, Los Angeles, deserts of Southern California, and the Central Valley. Tornado genesis can occur because of a supercell thunderstorm, water spout, a land spout, or a fire whirl can happen in a month of the year. In any month of the year, the month with the most tornadic activity is March. With most of the state's tornadoes occurring between January and April, excluding fire whirls. I don't really think fire whirls should constitute tornadoes. I mean, it's a tornado, but it's not it's not, it doesn't, it wouldn't fall under if I throw a fucking cigarette out in the forest and it starts a fire, and because of the heat coming off the ground mixing with the atmosphere and it causes a tornado, I don't really think that's I'm not giving that tornado credit for this study that we're doing here. In 1891, there was a tornado in San Francisco. I don't know if you guys saw the footage by the one by my house, but it looks like just a really big dust devil that you'd see going through a parking lot, like in a mall. You know how you see that sometimes? Jeffrey Birchfield, dust devils from the surface heating on sunny days while tornadoes form from severe thunderstorms. Dust devils originate from a whirlwind on the ground while tornadoes originate from the clouds. Yeah, that's interesting. That little pointy thing that you can see it forming, and you can see it start of coming down when you're. I remember when we were chasing tornadoes, you could see cloud formations that were threatening tornadoes. And I don't know if this one by my house had that. Hey, do you guys know who this is? I'm going to show you a picture of this lady. I have no idea who she is. You guys know who this is? Does anyone know who this is? Lipa? Lipa? It's crazy because she popped up in my Instagram feed. A Colbert, was it a Colbert? A Colbert video popped up in my Instagram stream, and she was on Colbert. And when I saw a picture of her, I was like, holy shit, do I know this girl? And she has 87 million followers on Instagram. But when I was at the Four Seasons in Atlanta the other day, there was a lady sitting on a in a booth in the restaurant adjacent to me, and it was dark in there. Dude, you're such a lib. Singer she actually looks like a Kardashian. I chase tornadoes, those little roller things they sell at gas stations. I don't know what that is. Why is she important? Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea what she does. I have no idea what she does. I didn't in the Colbert thing. I couldn't even figure out what she did. It was just a short clip, and she was in a Colbert clip that popped on my feed. Oh, did you call me because you're such a lib? Because Colbert popped in my feed? That's not my fault. I don't follow him. Colbert, CNN, it's all you watch. I need to watch more CNN. Anyway, so you have heard her. IDGAF is the only song I know. So she is a singer? Hi, Heidi. Good morning. Anyway, it was interesting because there was a girl sitting behind us or adjacent to us in a booth at the restaurant, and it was dark. And I was with some friends, and one of my friends said, "Hey, that's a really attractive girl over there." And this person that said that to me, in the 15 years I've known this person, they've never mentioned anything like that. A male attractive, a female attractive. They've never pointed out anyone to me in that context. And I looked over, and then this popped up in my feed, and I sent it to this friend of mine, and I'm like, "Is this the person we saw in the booth?" And they were like, "Holy shit, good eye." And I thought, wow, that's kind of a crazy coincidence. Anyway, I don't know. You can scroll through this chick's Instagram, and you still can't figure out what she does. Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, even if you scroll through Jake Paul's Instagram, who has a shitload of followers, at least you know who he is. You don't know what she does. I guess maybe you could. Maybe she's a model. Radical Optimism Tour. Oh, maybe she's a singer. Best high of my life, headlining Glastonbury. I wonder why she doesn't have more shit, singing more shit. Chris Stapleton, and then Dua Lipa. How do I know that name? Chris Stapleton. Is that a country star? Is he the one that got famous singing that song? Fuck, I lost him. Anyway. As David Weed would say, what's the importance of this? This is stupid. I don't know. Great story, Sevy. Yeah, I don't know. Think Taylor Swift, Sevy. Oh, it's like the brunette Taylor Swift. I don't even know how to say her name. Oh, Tennessee Whiskey. That's that guy. That's the song Chris Stapleton sings. That's his big song. Oh, Porsche brand ambassador. Damn, she'd be great for that. I went to bed last night. I weighed 165.8. I woke up this morning, had a pint of water, a creatine gummy. I had a shot of espresso. I took a shower, got fully dressed in my Born Primitive sweats that I stole from J.R. Howell. And 163.4. Can you lose 2 pounds while you sleep? That's crazy. I was asking my wife how many days have I been just eating persimmons and ribeye, and she said whenever the meme guy made the post that he was doing the open. So whenever that is, I was going to say 5 days. Has it been 5 days since he said he's doing the open? Oh, Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. I'm 100 pounds heavier than you. 260. What did I weigh? 263.4 or something. I don't feel any weaker. I still feel same weakness. So that's good. The drone shit's getting a little crazier. You think it'd be settling down by now? How about yesterday? We Jethro called in. Jethro and his wife called in, said that they'd seen drones over their house for 5 or 6 hours a night for a couple nights in a row. Hey, what happened to Cave Dastro? Is it someone else in the chat now who changed their name? Anyone? Chris, put down the bong. Put down the bong. You made us watch stupid ass Mayorkas on CNN for fuck's sake for drone coverage. Yeah, buddy, that was to let you know that the government's lying to you, dude. You see how that works? No shit. We have drones here in Spain now. That penis drone. Are there reports of the sniffers now? There? Why are the drones only going at night? Wouldn't you go during the day so you can see the lights? So we can't see the lights? Yeah, funny that Cave went away when Dave did. Oh. No, I don't think Dave listens to this show unless he's got a really good poker face with me. I think he would tell me. He prefers to let me know he's never listened to the show. We are not talking about CrossFit today. But why not? It's usually the opposite. You guys are like, more CrossFit, more CrossFit, more CrossFit. I like the title of this show. I think Caleb named this show Zero Conflation. I got some great clips for you. I've been up for 2 hours and 15 minutes now. Let's start with something positive. Before we swirl into the dark depths of conspiracy theory. Oh, call Colton and bring him on. Okay, I will do that. Let me do that. I'll invite Colton. Don't leave me hanging. Make sure you guys give me lots of good questions to ask him. I forgot to ask him. I'll send him a link and then say, if you can come on for a few minutes this morning. There. Okay. She was losing until her coach gave her the speech that immediately changed the fight. This is great. This chick's a contender. I forget her name. Something Ladd, not Cheryl Ladd. I forget her name. Good fighter in the UFC. I saw this clip this morning. Loved it. Good sentiment to take away for the rest of your day.
You're keeping your back on the cage too long. You're just standing there. I need a load more for 5 minutes. You have to beat her up for 5 minutes. You stay inside and you stay in that phone booth and you punch the out of her in her face. She's not gonna like it. Every time you hit her, she goes backwards. Punch her and don't stop punching. Aspen, you have to go. Everything you have for 5 minutes. Stay on it. Keep your back off the cage.
All right, back live, ready to go. Round 3. Yana Kunitskaya and Aspen Ladd. We call on the coach, Trevor Whitman, Jim West.
Oh! Whoa! I guess that comes from the corner work. Look at this. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Go! Everything you got! Everything you got!
Oh, she's crushing her with these. Nice job,
How
Aspen Ladd.
about it? That's what I'm talking about!
Aspen Ladd gets.
You're keeping your back on the cage too long. You're just standing there. I need a
Aspen Ladd. A beautiful hook. You went from I've seen this a million times to beautiful hook. I just can't get into women fighting. You sound like my sister, which isn't a bad thing. Her coach has been criticized by weak bitches for talking to her like this. Well, it works, shit, right? Don't quit. Just go. Just go out there. Give it 1,000%. Oh, okay. Someone's recommending this one over the one I said. It said much better corner speech. Here we go.
15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, your concentration's leaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up. Okay. Don't pull straight out. Bend your knees and be strong on the inside and go around them. Let's control the outside. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen. Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flames. We control them. We move the flames where we want to. Let's go. And then we extinguish them. Let's go. Gotta go.
Not bad. Not bad. Teddy Atlas talking to Tim Bradley. I think Bradley was a vegan fighter. Wow, David's getting excited. Yeah, Teddy Atlas. All right. We're firemen. We control the fire. We're firemen. We're firemen. We're firemen. Now we're talking. Oh, you guys like that one? Okay. Good morning, Cody. I don't know if this works extra sloppy. If you can't get into women fighting, go to an MMA gym and fight a woman, give you a whole new appreciation for it. I don't know. I understand Matt Burns' sentiment. No, that wasn't that's not true. That was not Tyson's first trainer. That is not true. I do not think that's true. Someone Google that. I don't think that's true. Homegrown Relief. Good morning. Hey. From Twitter. Okay, you ready for this? We're gonna watch this clip and then we're gonna look at the comments. This is a dude named Lex Friedman. You got a podcast. Oh, this is from Will Roosh's Instagram account. This guy was on the show a couple days ago. I didn't realize this is Will Roosh's account. I just assumed this was oh, maybe it wasn't Colbert's account that came up. Maybe it was someone who took a clip from Colbert's account. I didn't even look. Anyway, referencing to what I said earlier. But this is Will Roosh's account with a clip from the Lex Friedman podcast. Okay, here we go. This is about voter fraud. Lex is suggesting there's no such thing as voter fraud. Here we go.
Trump claiming that there's widespread, as you're saying, low IQ theory, the widespread voter fraud. And I saw no evidence of that he provided.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, well, let's put that on the table. And then the other thing I was troubled by, that maybe you can comfort me in the
So we would have to define voter fraud. But in my mind, the lying of the 51 senior intelligence officials signing that piece of paper saying that the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian fake, to me, that's voter fraud. Is that voter fraud to you guys? I mean, just that in itself is enough. What about the $1.3 million Hillary Clinton spent to make up the fake dossier, which she was caught doing and fined $135,000 for? Is that voter fraud? Election tampering, maybe. So definitely, you want to ballot harvesting. Okay, ballot harvesting. Okay, I can even go with that too. Okay. Let's say that's not voter fraud, and it's just like if you're fucking with the ballots. Okay, let's just say that then. I'm fine with that.
Context, the history, how easily the base ate that up.
Yeah,
that they were able to believe the election was truly rigged based on no clear evidence that I saw, and they just loved the story. And there is something compelling to the story.
There's something compelling to the story. He said, for instance, you have to guess that this was the biggest election in U.S. history, and yet, what was it? Like there were 10 million fewer people who voted this year? And didn't Kamala only win the states that had no voter ID laws, like where you could vote without an ID? I mean, I know that's not proof, but those are some pretty strong correlates. Yeah, dude does need a cup of Paper Street coffee. Great point. Great point. $3,000 Paper Street Coffee's putting up for Kill Taylor on Saturday. No one's going to win it.
Like this DNC type, like with Bernie, the establishment they're corrupt and they steal. The lack of desire from the base or from people to see any evidence of that was really troubled me.
Yeah.
As I recall, there were clear emails that were found between DNC members saying that Bernie could not win the nomination because he was a Jew. Is that voter fraud? I guess that's not tampering with the ballots. Okay. So we won't go with that. Okay, here we go. That's weird. Is my shit not streaming on Twitter? What the fuck's going on Twitter? I just got a notification something's going on Twitter. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to give you one of the most depressing quotes, which is deeply true. Roger Ailes, who is a genius. Shout out to The Loudest Voice in the Room by Gabriel Sherman. That book changed my life too, because it really made me understand the media. People don't want to be informed. They want to feel informed. That is one of the most fundamental media insights of all time.
What a line.
Roger Ailes.
One of the listeners to this podcast told me that they witnessed firsthand voter fraud in Minneapolis, and they went to Washington to testify. People were charged and convicted of voter fraud. Bernie Gannon, there's always voter fraud. Fair. It's just the extent of it. Fair. None that I could detect is bad barometer as designed to be hidden. Twitter says you are not live. Yeah, weird. I wonder what happened over at Twitter. Bless you. Thank you, Mr. Disseldinger. I don't know why I sneezed. Because he's a Jew or a commie? No, the Dems don't care if he's a commie.
A genius in his own right.
Trump.
So Lex Friedman's saying that there's no proof. There was no evidence. I wish I could remember where I saw the speech. I heard Trump one time give a list of all the voter fraud that happened. It was crazy compelling. Hopefully I can remember. It was in an interview. James O'Keefe clearly showed on his account OMG Media voter fraud, crazy voter fraud. all the people at Google and Facebook who were caught manipulating the media. Shitloads of them. Lex is a robot. He needs tangible facts. Yeah, I don't blame him. If you go through the comments, I've worked as an election center manager and assistant manager in 2 states, Ohio and Georgia, over the last 16 years. The video of Ruby plainly shows her scanning and rescanning ballots. Why? Because each scan tabulates another vote and is loaded onto the thumb drive as just another vote. If you have a single lot of ballots that are scanned multiple times, it just looks like any other set of votes, but none are legit. Furthermore, even if you don't understand that and wish to remain ignorant of those facts, the mere presence of votes being counted without opposition party judges or a precinct manager signing off on each ballot scanned is grounds for all of those ballots to be tossed. At a minimum, forensic recounts with 2-party oversight. So this guy's worked at ballot centers, and he's saying there's clearly voter fraud. When states advocate for no voter ID and mass mail-in ballots, it creates a system that's extremely easy to cheat. The only states that voted for Kamala this time were non-voter ID. My mom was sent in a mail-in ballot in 2020. She died in 2017. My great aunt was sent 2 ballots in 2020, one in her maiden name and one in her married name. This is a weird take from Lex. The 2020 election was handled completely different than any election in our history, from changing the ways we vote to stopping the counting for multiple days. Does anyone here think the 2020 election was legitimate? I'm not an American, but it looks like 2020 election was stolen. Where did all of the Biden voters go? Secondly, when the media pushes a narrative, it's usually a lie. I love how everyone thinks the election was stolen when their guy loses and immediately believes elections are fair when their guy wins. No one thinks the election was fair this year either, by the way. So that's a sloppy take. It was started with the admission by the DNC officials that they messed with the 2016 primary against Bernie. Yeah. States illegally changing the voting rules to make people question the legitimacy of the 2020 election. How do you answer the true fact that only states Kamala won had no voter ID? Why did it turn out the way it did when Republicans had a huge group of lawyers insisting that Republicans do have the right to come in and observe voting count to multiple key counties, and Trump won? Too many discrepancies in 2020. So these are all mail-in ballots. And so none of these are facts. These are just, speculation, fair speculation. Judges did the Democrats no favors at all by dismissing all the cases due to standing and not allowing the merits to be fleshed out in court. Yeah, what was it? There was all the courts found that there wasn't election fraud, but it wasn't that they didn't find election fraud. It was that the cases were thrown out for some reason. That was one of the weird things too. Here we go. As a young man, I used to believe in rigged elections back in the Bush days, but when Obama won, I was actually surprised. The conspiracy theory didn't add up. If elections are rigged, they would be rigged every time. The fact that Trump won in 2024 would indicate there is no systemic rigging by the liberal powers that be, since, well, they were in power at the time. There are obviously cases of actual voter fraud, but they are so minuscule and typical. Done 50-50 by Dems and Republicans. I think that's where Bernie was leaning towards. Beyond the obvious manipulation at scale from the media and tech, I still, if I had to bet my life on it, bet the mail-in voting and even those shady ballot centers were closed and then secretly open. Yeah, let me ask you that. If you don't think that there was widespread voter fraud, if you had to bet your life on it, if you had to, someone's like, okay, I know the answer, whether there's voter fraud or not. Do you want to bet that there was or there wasn't? If you get it wrong, you die. Everyone votes that there was serious voter fraud. This is just like the 1824 election. Wow. It appeared on the surface to be rigged against Jackson. Many felt that way. Jackson used that and came back with a vengeance in 28. However, there seemed to be no actual evidence of any rigging. Although Jackson got the most electoral college votes, he didn't get the majority because 4 candidates took different states. Sager is 100% correct. People only want to feel informed. That's why talking points are so strictly adhered to by the smoothest brain factions of each side. That is, but that's no proof that there wasn't voter fraud. Like conflation. There's our first conflation. I know what he's alluding to. He's alluding to the fact that, like, hey, you just hear something and you want to believe it because it suits, it makes you feel good. Jesus, listen to this. This is from a woman, Kelly. Her name should be Karen. Trump's lies about the election and the way so many people I know believe them caused a lot of angst in my life. Lots of people are highly informed, but if they are getting their information from liars or echo chamber designed to make money by keeping them angry and demonizing the other side, they're just being played. Trump is the king of this manipulation. No widespread voter fraud, only if you don't look. Go and look at Arizona 2022 election. You think that shit show was a one-time event? The reason people don't see it is because they don't know or understand how voter fraud actually works. It depends on what we call voter fraud. Low IQ comment is an insult. There was and is massive fraud proven on camera in my own county. The only thing low IQ about it are the officials who continue to refuse to address it. And then, of course, this Russiagate. You mean the investigation that turned out actually credible indictments, unlike the witch hunts into the Biden? Oh, Jesus. Lex Friedman is such a fence-sitting cuckold. There's sample evidence that the 2020 election was stolen, albeit unfortunately very little of the angles that Trump publicly pursued had any validity. One of the most curious recent pieces of evidence that has been raised by the Democrat base themselves, unwittingly, of course, is the fact that the 2024 represents the highest voter turnout election in history, with the exception of 2020. 2020 deviated from all prior elections by roughly 20 million votes, 85%, which were Democrat. All of those excess Democrat votes disappeared in 2024. We reverted to the historical trend line, and the reason for that reversion is 16 or 17 Democrat Party votes were made in 2020. 16 million or 17 million Democrat Party votes were made in 2020, simply evaporated into thin air. There's been no attempt to explain the phenomenon other than there were fewer drop boxes and fewer mail and ballots to manipulate. Yeah, I can't believe that there's fewer people who voted this year. And I saw David Wheat said, why are we still talking about this? Well, just recently, a couple of days ago, someone asked Trump, that moron from, I think she's from ABC, asked Trump, hey, will you concede the 2020 election? And he said, no, I will not. He still believes it's right. So that's why we're still talking about it, Mr. Weed.
Let's live in reality for a second where shit like this is obvious voter fraud. Like, seriously, let's stop pretending. So in Chicago yesterday, they had 23,578 newly discovered ballots. And of those 23,578 newly discovered ballots, 21,028 of them were for Kamala Harris. So of the newly discovered ballots in Chicago, 90% of them were for Kamala Harris. Can we just talk about how statistically improbable that is? And while we're at it, can we discuss how the fact that any district that has ever needed more than 10 days to count their votes has always broken in Democrats' favor? Like, for example, the House race over in District 45. At the end of Election Day, the Republican had a big-ass lead. But then they started counting all the newly discovered votes. And every single day, the Democrat managed to get a higher percentage of that day's votes. All the way up until today, 12 days after the election, the Democrat has finally taken a tiny lead, and now they're done counting votes. That's some amazing timing, right? Like, come on, people. I think we can all logically agree that if this happens every single time you need 2 weeks to count the vote, and newly discovered votes are breaking 90% in favor of the Democrats, can we just admit it's fraud? Like, seriously, can we stop bullshitting here? This is fraud. This is obvious fraud, but it's all. Guys, let's.
David, look at this sweet piece of ass. Her name is, bro, the election was almost 2 weeks ago. This chick's on your page, dude. She's like, why talk about it now? And she's a sweet piece of ass. Let's look. Wow, here you go. David, this is you. This is all you. Look at that. We live in a world where you can just go ogle people at will. Look at there she is, David. That's right up your alley, dude. I could see you servicing that, Mr. Weed. I do want to apologize to anybody who does not find the female form attractive and found that segment offensive. I apologize. This show is often admiring bodies, and I could understand that some cunts find that unappealing to find human beings attractive. Speaking of attractive, I saw a video yesterday. I wish I would have kept the link, but it was a video about the best running back in college football, and it showed him getting baptized. It was like some Bible Instagram account. So it was maybe someone knows his name, but I guess he's the best running back in college football, and they showed him getting baptized, and he got out of the water. He was wearing boxer shorts when the dude dipped him in the water. You could not believe the size of this dude's fucking ass. His ass was fucking nuts. It has to be the determinant for the most human potential physically, right? The ass, the size of the ass. And it's weird when you see people with like narrow asses. I mean, look at Tia, fittest woman in the world, got a pretty narrow ass. Like I wouldn't look at her and just be like, okay, that's gonna be fucking just crazy strong. I wish I could pull it up. I forget where I forget. I mean, what would I look up? Yeah, glutes equal power. This dude's I didn't see his penis. It was from the back. Probably giant penis too. Is Ashton Yenti, is that it? I'll type in his name. Ashton Yenti baptize. Boise State running back was baptized August 24th. Oh, maybe it is him. Let me see. And I can pull up the video. His butt is so oh, maybe this is it. Oh, yeah. I found it. Jesus, good job. Look at us. Teamwork. You're not going to believe. Yeah, Gazan has a narrow butt, though, too. No, this when I mean big butt, I'm talking wide and like the kind you could set a glass of water on when they're just standing there. You know what I mean? It's got like a ridge. Yeah, Briggs, Sam Briggs, Tia Toomey, Gazan, they seem narrow. Yeah, this guy's ass is ridiculous. It is a monstrosity. There he is. Look at this. They got this shit on YouTube and everything. That thing is a dump truck. It is crazy. Is that dude that good? Like, what makes you the best running back in the yeah, Danny Spiegel size ass. I mean, who were we looking on the show yesterday? Two of Taylor's athletes had crazy asses. I forget their name. One of the chicks' his last name is Porter, and then there was another girl in his story. You could just fuck the combine. You could just recruit dudes by their ass size. Yeah, that's a running back. Oh, Morgan Porter. Yeah. Yeah, crazy. 2,400 rushing yards this season. That's good. What is that? How many games are there? If there's 12 games, I'm just making that up. Yeah, that's 200 yards a game, right? Yeah, that's crazy, right? Anything over 100 yards a game is nuts, right? Wow, he gets compared to Barry Sanders. I wonder if this dude has a highlight reel. Let me see. Ashton Gently. Let me see. Definitely gonna get fucking dinged for this. Highlight video. Let's see. That's Barry Sanders numbers. Okay, here this is the guy's this is on YouTube. This is his highlight reel. All right. What team does he play for? Boise State or Boise State. God, that must feel so good. Oh, that guy caught him. Anyway, giant caboose. Sean Lenderman, he's so good I could watch this all day. Jim Thorpe won it this year. No. Isn't Jim Thorpe like an Olympian from the fucking turn of the century? Will No Rep. Yes, the only 2-time winner was a running back. Oh, who is that? Oh, he got robbed of the Heisman. Who, this guy? This Ashton Genty? The caboose man? I don't give a lot of validity to anything the Baldwin brothers say. Not a huge fan of the Baldwins. Not a huge fan. Something about them is creepy. Did you guys ever see the movie Miami Blues? One of the Baldwins is in it. It's a great movie. When I was a kid, I probably saw it like 20 times. I thought it was so good. I must have had it on a VHS tape. I bet you not one person in the... Is that the name of the movie? Let me see. Miami Blues. I bet you there's not one person... I haven't thought of that movie in 30 years. Yeah, Miami Blues. Alec Baldwin. I bet you not one person in the chat seen that movie. Has anyone seen that? No, no one. I figured. It was made in 1990. Oh, so I was in high school. That was the year I graduated. Anyway, here's one of the Baldwin brothers talking about Diddy and the Epstein tapes and what's going on. Oh, you did see it? You did see it, Hugh? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a great movie, as I recall. I saw it so many fucking times. Okay, here we go.
Look at Diddy, for instance. Let's take a look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at, he has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on right now. They're driving that price up because if you want your client and your famous actor to not be involved, or famous singer to not come out, here's the price. And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those. This is what I heard. They're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star, and he was at some of the Diddy parties, he was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out. He does not want it to come out. Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people for sure on that island. He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures, and entertainers, business people. So do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? Of
course not.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's other theories that he's in Lebanon. He never died at all. That having the weight of owning those films right now over people. So will Donald Trump release those films? I believe Donald Trump probably has a lot of friends that are in those videos too. I don't know if he'd be who. Look at Diddy.
What do you think? Just bullshit? Just like trying to stay relevant, getting on the Patrick Bet-David podcast? How do you do that? Is that legal? Can you do that? Can you sell someone? If you were trying to sell someone a tape of them having sex, couldn't they just sue you for extortion or coercion? Heidi, happily married. Have we talked about the Jay-Z accuser caught lying? No, really? Oh, that's awesome. Where is that? Jay-Z accuser lying. Jay-Z accuser admits there were inconsistencies in her allegations. Wow. All right, let's pull it up. This was the one who was the 13-year-old girl 20 years later has come forward. This is her. Jay-Z rape accuser admits there were inconsistencies in her allegations. I have made some mistakes. An unidentified woman who accused both Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was just 13 years old in 2000 is now admitting there were some inconsistencies in her allegations. I've made some mistakes, the Alabama woman told NBC News Friday, addressing the allegedly catastrophic event she claims happened at the house party following the 2000 MTV Awards. During the interview, the woman acknowledged 3 inconsistencies in her account of what allegedly went down that evening. As a result, Jay-Z's attorneys have requested to expedite the case dismissed in a legal document. What are the inconsistencies? Lawyer Alex Spiro asked the judge Friday to shorten the filing deadline for the case dismissal in 21 days. Made in light of today's stunning public disclosure. She claimed that her father picked her up after the alleged rape. However, her dad reportedly confirmed he has no recollection of doing so. The alleged victim said she still stood by memory, however, and claimed that her father has a hard time recalling events from the time period. I hope he picked her up. There are a lot of things in this stuff that we argue about constantly. Something he said or did back in New York around that time period, he just doesn't remember, she alleged to NBC News. It actually causes a lot of fight sometimes in the household. The woman also claims she spoke to Benji Madden at the alleged after party. However, a representative for the Good Charlotte Rockers said he and his brother Joel Madden were on a tour halfway across the country at the time of the alleged incident. Uh-oh. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me and the route that I took to what happened to me. Not all the faces there are as clear, the woman told the outlet, and some of the blurriness of her claims. So I've made some mistakes. I've made a mistake. I have made a mistake in identifying. Additionally, images from the night in question show Jay-Z and Combs both 55 at the location that does not match the alleged victim's description. NBC News obtained and reviewed photos of the longtime friends at Lotus nightclub after the 2000 VMAs, but the woman's attorney, Tony Busby, said she did not state that the assault took place at the now shuttered nightclub. We have attempted to confirm the correct location. We have never suggested the location was the Lotus nightclub, Busby told NBC News. Our client has been very specific and detailed about the description of the venue she says she was taken to, and she has never stated it was the Lotus Club. Despite the uncertainties in her memory, the accuser said she still stands by her allegations. The woman originally only named Combs in her initial filing from October, but amended her complaint to include Jay-Z over the weekend. In response to the latest news, Combs' representative told Page Six today, for the second time this week, a Busby plaintiff has been exposed. And Diddy's vehemently denying all the charges. Anyway, okay. It's pretty hardcore to fucking accuse someone of rape. She felt directed and coached by Mr. Busby's firm to say that someone held her down and put drugs in her mouth when that was not her experience, the filing claims. She felt forced to lie. Holy shit. Wow. That's fucked up, right? Now this chick who is suing him using Busby now is saying that Busby forced her to lie about how it happened when that's not how it happened. Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. Our client remains fiercely adamant that that what she has stated is true to the best of her memory. She has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. I've never had a client suggest that before. Despite Jay-Z and Combs' teams fighting back so adamantly, Doe does not regret coming forward. You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself, she told the outlet. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life. I just hope I can give others the strength to come forward. Boy, that's a fucking mess, right? That's a mess. Might have happened, but more zeros, and all of a sudden I don't recall. Yeah, wild. The thing about shopping around the case is crazy. Or the tapes, shopping around the tapes and selling them to the highest bidder. Sevi, would you bang Whoopi Goldberg? Oh man. Hold on. I'll get back to that in a second. I tried. I spent about 15 minutes trying to verify this morning. I have not seen anything on the news to verify. Warning, radiation in the air is surging fast now in D.C. and near the Capitol building. I have not been able to verify this. Hustle bitch at Twitter. U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission alerts radioactive material is missing. Confirmed report that less than Cat 3, possibly shielded Cat 4 radioactive material is missing from New Jersey. I have no idea if this is true.
Well, we've all been watching government drones doing government things, and the government saying they don't know what the government things are doing. The other part of the government in the White House did this. Well, isn't that fascinating? Well, we've all been watching government drones doing government things, and the government saying they don't know what the government things are doing. The other part of the government in the White House did this.
I don't even know what Biden Homeland Security. What is it? HHS? I don't know what that is. Is that the Homeland Security? Extends COVID Human Health Services. Biden's Human Health Services extends COVID vaccine liability shield through 2029. Wow, I don't know if that's true either. So he's suggesting that they're giving liability coverage to all the vaccine companies through 2029, and they're using the drones as a distraction. Isn't it weird that our president hasn't spoke up about this? Did I just hear Sevi quote "hustle bitch" as a news source? You did. That is correct. Sevi, didn't you get blamed for something similar? Not raping someone. I got blamed for being creepy for asking Stacey Tovar what birth control she was on and if it affected her, the hormones in the birth control affected her performance at the CrossFit Games by those cunts at the New York Times. And then some other fucking asshole piece of shit hired a fucking lawyer to start spreading lies and calling people to start a class action suit. I don't want to get into the details, but not a single person came forward, and it didn't really have to do with me. although supposedly I was present. Thank God I was obsessed with cameras in those days. You know what's crazy is it was guilty until proven innocent. And I have multiple hundreds of terabytes of footage from when I worked at CrossFit and photos of just like breakfast that I recorded, dinners I recorded. I always had a camera with me. I would always set it on the table and hit record. And I was taking so many fucking pictures. Hundreds of terabytes of shit, especially back then when files were much smaller, is crazy. And there's like a 10-year period where I have a picture of where I am by the fucking shit ton every single day. And thank God for iPhones. And so anytime I was accused of something or Greg was accused of something, I could just be like, type into my computer the date. You could just type in my date with the hard drive on and it would show where I was at with a photo. And one of the big accusations was when I was, not that I personally did anything, but one of the big accusations that I was tangled up in, I was in, where was I? I was in Antarctica. I actually wasn't in Antarctica. I was in Ushuaia in the tip of South America, boarding a boat to go to Antarctica. You didn't know Tovar did what? Took birth control? Yeah, she took birth control. It was actually a great moment. And I've told this story fucking a million times, but basically, when the New York Times released the article and said that it was creepy that I asked that, I actually believed them. I never went back and looked at it. I go, maybe it was creepy. And then years later, Hiller made a video and showed that section of my interview over again. And it not only was it not creepy at all, but she said, hey, someone should make it into a reel, actually, because it could be really valuable for women. She said that when she spoke to the newer female athletes who were coming in, they educated her and said, yeah, you should definitely not be on hormonal birth control if you're going to be a competitor. And then she said she got off the birth control and she had greater performance. It was fucking, it really, I was like, wow. Vindicate, I rewatched the interview. There was nothing creepy about it at all. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? So as I was Googling around about it, I ended up on Reddit. This is, 5 or 10 years ago. And the New York Times article was basically quoting Reddit. They basically got the story from Reddit, from the fucking pedophiles on Reddit. Craig Paisley, it wasn't creepy. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Validation, my favorite. But yeah, I went back when Hiller made that. I was like, oh shit. Remember yesterday I did a show and I finished the show basically saying there's people who are saying that people won't work with CrossFit because of the Lazer Jukic death and like sponsors, and it's going to be hard for them to get sponsors, and sponsorship's hard in CrossFit. The only reason why sponsorship is hard is because CrossFit hasn't just like taken a stance. And by stance, I just mean on anything. And so once you take a stance on something, you can start aligning with other brands that take a stance. And so if you don't have a fucking stance on anything and you're just fucking wishy-washy as fuck and you'll go wherever the populist vote is, like Nike, right? Nike's not doing anything to defend women's sports. They're allowing men to compete against women in women's sports, and they're almost advocating for it. And they make all these ads saying, they believe in strong, beautiful women, and yet there's no defense of the sport. So they don't stand for anything. So brands that want to play it crazy, crazy safe, sure. But if you want legitimate partners, just stand for something. You'll get legitimate partners that are great. Just be honest. Too many fucking times we're seeing people, and this is how most of us were brought up, especially people my age. People aren't talking freely. People are trying to give the right answers. It's not like, hey, what's the capital of New York? And you say Albany and you're going for the right answer. People are asking you like questions where you're going to have to answer from yourself. Like when they ask the black lady who sits on the Supreme Court, what's a woman? She knows exactly what a woman is, but she didn't want to say. That would make, she's afraid to be that vulnerable. Imagine being so scared and living in such a tight box that you can't answer the question, what's a woman? Because you don't want to be vulnerable. So you're looking for the right answer. And by the right answer, I mean the one that will appease most of popular opinion. It's crazy. Yeah, the Matuthian CrossFit Games. Prize money, $6 for first place. Yeah, politically correct answer. It sucks. And that was the whole thing why Trump's podcast with Rogan killed. It was 3 hours of him just like, talking. And if you're only searching to give right answers, that will eventually bite you in the ass in this day and age for sure. I've had a lot of people over the years who've been on this podcast, a lot, including regulars and one-time guests who've told me, God, I wish I could say what you say. I really wanted to jump in and chime in on that. I just couldn't. Joseph Ramirez, speaking of Matuthian, it should be here this week. You're going to love it. I just cracked a new jar today. God, it felt, or maybe yesterday. It felt so good. My sons are trying to scrape every last bit out of the old jar. I just cracked the new one. I bawl. So, for those of you who are not from the United States, who would like to see what the shopping experience is like in the U.S., you want to know why fucking dozens and dozens of CVS have closed in California. Shops are closing down everywhere. If you come visit the United States and you're wondering why everything's protected behind glass and plastic, and if you want to buy a stick of deodorant, you have to call someone. This is it right here. This is how chill. This is how chill stealing is now in the United States.
Stupid. Might as well just put that down. Who's opening this door? What? Open the door.
Look at this lady has a fan and some toilet paper, and she's talking to the security, telling him to open the door. She hasn't paid for it. She's just carrying shit.
All right, put that down. Okay. Go ahead, put it over there.
You have activated our one-door control. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. No, not on my kids.
On my kids' way. Call him. Call him.
You can't touch me, though.
Call him down.
She's stealing, but he can't touch her. She's taking products off the shelf and walking out, but she's saying to him, you can't touch me.
Go ahead, call him.
Whoa.
Go ahead, put that down.
Come on, y'all just
Stupid. Might as well just put that down.
Who's opening this door?
What?
Open the door.
Go ahead, put that down.
Is that one girl just walking into the store? It's crazy. No, I think she's saying, call my kids. Is it the police?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead, put it over there.
You have activated our one-door control. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me. No, not on my kids.
On my kids' way. Call him. Call him.
You can't touch me, though.
Call him down. Go ahead, call him.
Something about her kids.
Whoa.
Go ahead, put that down.
Come on, y'all just
Stupid.
And what's that? Chick has like 8 pair of something in her hand.
Might as well just put that down.
Open this door.
It's like they use CVS like their own pantry. What's up, Mikey? How are you? It's crazy. There was something. How are those people supposed to pay him? How are those? How is this business supposed to stay in business?
Put that down.
Okay.
Look at the stuff. Oh no, that's just a freezer.
Go ahead, put it over there.
Or is that alcohol being guarded back there? Is that something behind glass?
You have activated our inventory controls. Don't touch me. You don't have the right to touch me.
Think of all the money that's wasted on security. It's just theater. Like those things that beep or the security guards. It's all just wasted money. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. Welcome to America. And what's crazy is when I think of that activity, I think of it a man's activity, stealing. I don't think of women as doing it. What I saw the other day that like 99% of all crime in the United States is committed by men. Sevi, I lost a lot of woke members defending you. I'm sorry. Oh, that's not true. It is a sex thing. Will T, it is a sex thing. It's for sure a sex thing. It's definitely a big component of it. I know you're going to say it's probably a cultural thing. It's definitely not a color thing, like some people were alluding to, like David's alluding to. We love white people. Saying it's a color thing is so fucking off base. It's as dumb as saying that the homeless are mentally ill. That it's their mental illness that made them homeless, or that they're even homeless. There's a presupposition when you say someone's homeless. You're acting as if they want to be inside. And when I say want to be inside, I'm saying this in terms of a priority, right? So like I want to finish the show and go to the store and buy a box of hot tamales. But I probably haven't gone to the store and bought a box of hot tamales since I've been 13 years old and I rode my bike to do it. And so the priority for someone who's homeless is stealing and drugs. What they want is drugs and their vocation is stealing. So to call them homeless and address their homelessness. So if you think that it's black people, are you suggesting that if we bleach them all white, that they would stop stealing? Like, it's just fucking crazy just to say it's black people. I understand why you do it, because it's what you see, but it's just intellectually lazy. It's just intellectually lazy. Yes and no, Sevon. It's really who's just poor and gets in trouble. No, that's not true either. You're suggesting not exactly, but you're suggesting that just as many white people commit crimes, and so there's a bias towards law enforcement to go after black people. That is 100% not true. That is 100% not true. If that's what you're saying. Yeah. And yeah, David, black culture. And you know, you can read Thomas Sowell's book and be like, it's actually not black culture. The blacks appropriated it from white trash in the South. It's hillbilly culture. No, it comes down to who's poor and who lives in bad areas. Here's the thing why the poor thing doesn't work. If you were to give all of these people, whoever you want, money, it wouldn't change the situation. It would not change the situation. So let's say you gave all those chicks $1 million. Maybe for a year or two, they stopped stealing. And then when they ran out of money, they'd be fucking doing it again. It has nothing to do, giving people endless amounts of, you're see, to look at being poor, that is the symptom of something else. That is the symptom of their victim mentality, their culture, their ability to work hard, to be entrepreneurs. Poor is the symptom. to blame it on poor is the same thing to say that drug addicts and crooks are homeless, and that if we give them houses, they'll stop stealing and stop doing drugs, and everything will get better. That's not what's going to happen. I'll tell you what would help if these people actually, you know what would help? If these people would actually leave the country.
Donald Trump wins, I'm going to be out of the country.
I will move to Spain.
But I'd need to come into your country if you'll let me in, or Canada.
Listen, if he wins, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back.
Where would you go? Canada.
I'm 100% moving to Canada. I love Canada.
I'd be an expatriate. I would definitely move.
Trump win, I'm moving to Apple.
If any Republican gets nominated, I'm going to move to Canada with my entire family.
Maybe it's time for me to move.
I'm reserving my ticket to get out of here if he wins.
I have a house in Spain that is going to be ready right after the election.
Panama, Siberia,
Nova Scotia.
I'm definitely moving to Canada.
Straight to hell. Iceland, France.
Asia's pretty cool.
Like a mental hospital for a while.
I would move to the Caribbean.
The Bahamas, Hawaii.
I've always wanted to live in Italy, so I feel like that might be a good time.
Who's Trump?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Adios. Get the fuck out. I don't know. I don't think, Chris, I don't think education is the solution. I don't know what you mean by education, but you said education is the solution. I don't think education is the solution. I don't. Unless you're talking about this. Unless you're saying this is education, then I agree with you. If you're saying this is education, I'm 100% with you. Here we go. What's this guy's name? Pike. This guy was on the show before, too. This is a great guy.
Everyone knows that Robert E. Lee was a general of the Southern Army during the Civil War. But how many people know that Abraham Lincoln offered Lee command of the Northern Army before the war? Most people don't, because all schools seem to teach children is the South was bad, which is why in 2023, another statue of Robert E. Lee was taken down, melted down, and turned into a more inclusive piece of art, which Lee ironically might have supported because he was against his statues going up in the first place, because Lee really wanted the country to unite after the war, and he thought symbols of division could be counterproductive. And Lee loved America. In fact, he was against secession, but he felt that he had to defend Virginia, his homeland where his family lived, from an invading army. He was married to the granddaughter of George Washington, graduated from West Point, and became a war hero with his actions during the Mexican-American War. And in April 1861, Abraham Lincoln offered Lee command of the Union Army. 2 days later, he became a brigadier general for the South. Less honorable man would have taken command of the Union and driven their war effort into the ground. But Lee's entire life was honor. Yet schools have trained America to associate him with only one thing, even though he referred to slavery as a moral and political evil.
Robert E. Lee referred to slavery as a moral and political evil.
There is no record that he ever purchased a slave, and he released the slaves he inherited before the end of the Civil War.
Released the slaves he inherited before the end of the Civil War. Yeah, if you're talking about that education, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Instead of just using him as explain the complexities of the situation, instead of just making him a cornerstone for whatever the fuck propaganda people want. It's awesome. You know what's awesome about the drones is that the libtards are equally as tripping. It's not just it's not a left or right issue. Although the governor of New York is like, there's nothing to see here. She was also defund the police. Hochul. Pro-vaccine, defund the police. There's nothing to see here. There's no unusual activity in the sky. Lincoln wrote in his journal, supposedly, that if he could end the war without ending slavery, that he would. Yeah, this is a cool fact too, right? Lee's family property was seized and turned into Arlington Cemetery. That's fascinating. Oh yeah, and Hochul, that's true. And Governor Hochul of New York also said that black kids don't know what computers are. That's right. That was fucking, what a piece of work. You know what's crazy is 30 years ago, that would have ended your political career. That you'd be toast. Toast. And now it's nothing. It's just a fucking blip. Just a blip. I saw this news story the other day. I thought this was fascinating. If I was a news anchor, I would have absolutely loved this. This is a news anchor who's live communicating with the inmates in a jail who are watching her TV show. This is crazy. News Nation. Ashley Banfield. This is just cool. I just like this.
This was just from a few hours ago, and here they are, 10 o'clock as promised. They said earlier today, tell Ashley Banfield that Luigi is watching at 10 o'clock. I mean, obviously, you know.
That the inmates are yelling that from their windows, and this reporter can hear it from outside the fence of the prison where that the United Healthcare killer is being housed.
Well, that's just a hard roast at this point because they're not near Luigi in any way.
Can I just ask the guys if they can hear me right now to answer yes or no very loud? Does Luigi have television in his single cell?
No.
Unreal. They said no, right? Obviously, we have a little bit of a delay, but they're getting. Yeah, they're getting the questions, and they're giving us the answers. So Luigi does not have. Wow, this is quite something. This is the strangest interview I've ever conducted.
Me too, Ashley. You know, according to the Department of Corrections, he's got his own solitary cell. It's not solitary confinement, but he's by himself. It's not dorm style. I'm not sure exactly what those guys got going on in terms of a living situation. It sounds like they're all clustered together. Isn't it interesting to see what accommodations that they have? They got their own light switches. They're obviously watching TV
They're all doing
past
it.
any sort of 10 o'clock curfew, you know. Yeah, they're
Oh my
doing this for
gosh,
you.
look at
They're
this,
watching
Alex.
News Nation at this very moment.
It's fucking cool. Morse code. Ask if Luigi's a top. Great question. To police, I believe there are rules for personally owned drones and how and when and where they can fly. I don't know what you mean by I don't know what you're saying. If you fly like my drone, like there's certain areas, like I've flown it from Greg's house. Greg lives up in the hills, about 11 miles south of me, and I've flown it from up at the peak where his house sits out towards the airport, the small airport by his house. And there's a point where the drone can't go any further. It just stops, and you get a little warning on the screen. Hey, you can't go past this. I'm sure there's things you could do to break that. Break that rule. Stephen Flores, Sebi, the other day you were talking about Danny Masterson from the 70s show. He's at my dad's prison in Slow. Oh. What prison is in Slow? What prison is that? When are we getting a Dave update? You know, I that's all on me now. I have the hoops I need to jump through to get Dave on the show, and I just need to do it. That's just me. I just need to schedule it, and I'm just fucking up. That's you know what? I'm gonna tear off a sheet of paper. I'm gonna write "Get Dave on show." Get Dave on show. What am I gonna ask him? What am I gonna, did you cry? Let's make up some questions now. You guys want to do that? Let's pretend Dave is here. Let's ask him some questions. I should type them out. I'll type them out. Let's do that. You guys ready? Did you cry at the games? Do you talk with Luca? Do you does it hurt that athletes are asking for you to be fired? No. Oh, sorry. Colton responded. Colton said he's cleaning a pig. What did he say? Washing a pig barn, bad reception. Otherwise, I would. Oh, my wife said the vet's coming to the house at 9:30. I don't want the vet giving my dog any more shots. Oh, do you talk to Brent? Do you talk to the PFAA? Is the CAC chosen? Has the CAC people been chosen? Is the CAC board chosen? Where will the games be held? I was talking to someone the other day. I don't remember if it was Bill Grunler or who I was talking to. God, who was that I was talking to? But I was talking about the open events for the 50 to 54 division and how I was trying to say that they're too hard. The weights are too heavy. And then this person was saying, no, for the 55 to 59 division, they were saying we're too easy. But the weights last year looked heavy as fuck to me. I have no business doing a 95-pound thruster. Will Sevi get full access? I don't even know if I want access. I don't even know if I ever want to do another behind the scenes. Yeah, 55 plus weights go down. Yeah, I need them to go down sooner. Yeah, I think Dave can. I'll ask him that. Can you bench more than me? Can you bench more than me? I'm sure he can. Dave's a big dude. He's not a little man. He's not a little Mexican. He's a big Mexican. Oh, you know what I really want to do? Do you know what I really, really would love to do? Which would be just amazing. And the thing is CrossFit would have to really fucking grow a massive set. But I want to do I want them to allow Kill Taylor to launch I want to do a Kill Taylor on a Thursday. I'm assuming they'll do open workouts on a Thursday. And I want them to let Taylor do it. Wouldn't that be fucking insane? Do you know that would be wild. People would lose their shit. So many fucking people would be pissed. Oh, did reading the Bible help him through the tragedy? Oh, that's a good one. Did reading the Bible help you through tragedy? Okay. Dave's response, no comment, next question. Yeah, there'll be a lot of those. Yeah, the 2024 behind the scenes, I was talking to Patrick Rios a couple days ago. It's getting very close. I want to put a promo for the Open this year in front like I did last year. I just don't know what to... What do you think about this? To a drumbeat. Don't let one minor injury from the 2024 CrossFit Games stop you from doing the Open this year. What do you think? This music should definitely be, oh yeah. I'm going to have Rios incorporate this music into the beginning of the behind the scenes, right? It's good. Oh, you like that, Barry? You like that? Yeah, it's good. You like that? Don't let one minor. Yeah, don't let. Or how about this? 2025 Open. Do it for Lazer. What would Lazer Jukic want? How's that? Maybe don't say minor injury. Okay, not minor. All right. No. Okay. How about that? How about do it? I'm working on it. It's rough. I'm working on it. There we go. Okay. What would Lazer do? 2025 CrossFit Open. WWLD. Yeah. You think Luka's going to do the Open? I bet you he does. I bet you he does. Andrew Hiller has a video coming out today. It's a remember how he visited Will Leahy and Austin Hatfield and Haley Adams. This is with a new athlete. Freak athlete. Hiller told me she's the real deal. He said she's cool as shit, the real deal, and he'd rank her up pretty high with people he had fun going out and visiting. Oh, is the video out already? Folo's mom is a MILF. Is the video out already? Can you guys fucking believe Eli Crane's coming on tomorrow? Dude, do you know the kind of questions we can ask him? I can't wait. Do you remember when he was on the show and we talked about him being a SEAL and we talked about his business, the bottle bursters, bottle breachers? Can't even fucking believe. Look at this guy's coming on the show tomorrow.
Calls for federal investigation. I believe this was Breitbart News. I want to start with you, Mr. Wheeler from the FBI. What can you tell us about what you guys do know?
So the public report.
Dude. Okay. We have too many subjects open. Eli Crane closed that one. Dave questioning. Oh, Erica Fola. We'll come back to Dave questions for Dave in a second. Let me go to Hiller Fit. Hiller Fit. I want to see her mom now. Did I spell Hiller Fit wrong? Hiller Flint. Hiller Fit. Hey, Standy Randy, I saw you judging the Binge Bros, one word, the Binge Bros YouTube channel. I'm telling you, you're wrong. That show is fucking good. You said that show wasn't good? You're wrong. That show is fucking good. No, we don't have Hiller's new video up today. It probably will be going up soon. Oh, the trailer is good? Where's the trailer? Yeah, the Binge Bros is awesome. It's good. 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, imagine that's only our second show. It's good. The latest Binge Bros was good. Yeah. Jeffrey Birchfield. Meh. Folo has an insane body and a nose like Sevon. Why do you have to put butt? Isn't it crazy? I didn't even notice her nose. Does she have a really nice nose? Clock, it's not going to be good if every episode Hiller tries to establish his film critic credentials, pointing out trivial inconsistencies. Are you kidding me? That part's awesome. The show should be, we might change the name of the channel to Hiller's Autism. He pointed some in the beginning. He didn't do that. Good job, Grant. Yeah, kicks ass. In the beginning, he did point out some inconsistencies with the lady who tried to kill Dexter's dad. Look at that. Oh, you guys are fighting with caps. Holy shit. Alexis Raptis has a hot mom too. Yeah, I agree. Hot moms are cool. Let me see if I'm going to get Erica Folo on. Let me see. Folo. I like it when he does what are you talking about? Her nose is fucking, she has a normal nose. She don't got a Jew nose or an Armenian nose. What are you out of your fucking gourd?
Fireball.
How'd it go?
Good.
How long?
Her ass is as big as my nose. Where's her mom? Don't tell me this is her mom. No, that's her. Where's her mom? How do you know her mom's hot? Oh, she works out with a James Newberry lookalike? Where the fuck is your mom? That must be her coach, the dreaded dude. Or she was on a team and that dude was on it. I wonder if that's weird being a dude with dreadlocks and being yoked. Come on, Erica. Where's your mom? Look, she likes old guys. Oh man, wow, she's put on some girth. Look how tiny she looks here. This is 6, 7. This is 8 years ago. Oh yeah, she's been getting at it. She's transformed. 8 years of CrossFit. No photos of her mom. She is stout now.
Erica Folo right now in that final spot. Oh, no rep for Folo.
Yeah, her true colors came shining through that basically she was prepared to leave the sport altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her mom.
In September when I was like, I think I'm done doing CrossFit. I just realized how many people I have supporting me, which is nice. Gee, put his headphones in. What the fuck?
The frequency of your voice is killing me. It's so annoying.
I haven't thought that far,
Okay.
but I would like to make the game.
You haven't really thought past Wodapalooza.
I haven't.
Oh, she's hot.
Erica Folo right now.
No tattoos. That's all I saw. Show the mom again. My Hunt. Thank you for becoming a member, Mike Hunt. All right, so that's cool. That's coming out today, and then I'll try to get her scheduled sometime this week with a follow-up. I think she had the same coach as Emma Lawson. I think she had the same coach as Emma Lawson. We'll find out. Jeez. Or as Taylor would say, sheesh. Oh, that's cool. Matching outfits with Emma Lawson. Damn, that cake is as big as she is. It must be a scene, right? Going out with her. Like when she goes out in public, everyone must just stare. You ever heard about the horror stories about this thing she's doing here, parasailing? People go up in these parasail balloons and that cable that's tied to the balloon gets wrapped around you. It gets loose and gets some slack in it. And then it gets pulled tight and chops you in half, clean in half, and your torso falls into the water. Or not your torso, your legs fall into the water, and all that's attached to the balloon is your torso. Jesus. I'm not doing that. I'm not letting my kids do that either. Jethro, what's up, dude? Good morning. Yeah, in Mexico. Well, now you've heard the story. Jeffrey Birchfield. Now you know. Okay, where were we? Okay, so we did Eli. Back to Dave Castro. Any other questions for Dave? Will there be swimming at the games? Will there be swimming at the games? Have we seen the end of bikes? Have we seen the end of biking events? Will there be a 2024 CF Games doc? Will there you know what I want to ask him? I want to ask him if it's going to be hard to kind of commemorate Lazer Jukic just because of all how inflammatory the subject is. Will it be hard to recognize Lazer because of how inflammatory the subject is? Anything else? Any PFAA questions? What do you think about the World Fitness League? I know what he's going to say to that. He probably doesn't even know about it. After seeing Rogue's success, I'm not even going to say that. After crowds in Europe seem to really show up for live events, can we expect the games to go to Europe? Why recognize Lazer? I mean, dude, he was the fittest guy in Europe 3 years in a row. He's a really fucking cool guy, man. It's not he's dead and let's talk about how cool he is. It's not like Chandler Smith or Noah cool. It's not like Matt Fraser cool or like Tia cool. Like it's like Rich Froning cool. Like you have to Lazer was like actually cool. It's not like Pat Vellner cool. Like where they come on and talk and people just like them because they're good at the sport. Like, yeah, he was not fake cool. He was like a very special dude. Oh, that's good. Did Dave contemplate resigning? That's good. Lazer was like, he was legit, man. Did Dave contemplate stepping away? That's good. Should I ask it like in the third person, like he's not even there? Did you like you could talk to him. He was real. He was funny. He wore his emotions on his sleeve. When you talked to him, you felt like he was your brother. He was a fucking cool dude. And what's crazy also is Luka is actually equally as fucking cool. They are fucking really cool guys. That's what sucks that it happened to fucking Luka. Passionate, like sexy, passionate men, like how you like the stereotype of like an Italian, you know? He was fun. Lazer was fun. Always approachable. Not going for like the correct answer, but like just giving you an answer. He's working out in the astral realm. Okay. Hey, buddy, what'd I tell you about the bong? No, not just a good soul, but he was a good soul. So that's why I think he should be recognized. He's the kind of guy, Storm, that like like he'd make for, like, you want your sister to marry him. He's that dude. It's always the good ones we lose too early. Yeah. And he was Europe's best CrossFitter, what was it, 3 years in a row? But then on top of that, there was no polish to him. Janikowski has like that polish. Oh, here's another good dude. A BKG. Bjorkman Carl Goodmanson. Just a fucking good dude. Not hungry for fucking attention. Not self-absorbed. Funny. Not trying to give you like the politically correct answer. Not a fucking robot. So, and especially with the Europeans, so many of those fucking Europeans are fucking robots. Just robots. Yeah, CK Kevin. It doesn't matter how he's recognized. There'll always be people that bitch about it. Yeah, and I guess that's true too. If they don't recognize him, people will be like, "Oh, you've already forgotten about Lazer." And if they do recognize him, all the comments will be like, "You killed him." I fucking dare you, David. I fucking dare you. I dare you. BKG is the nicest. I was on the same flight as him to Iceland last summer. Yeah, he's cool as shit. I dare you. I dare you, motherfucker. I dare you. You and your flying penis. I dare you. Put your ass in timeout. I fucking dare you. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I just got my finger on the trigger. Do it. I'm ready. Don't be a pussy. Do it. I'm ready. Ready to censor your ass. Go ahead. I'm looking right down at the comments. Go ahead. I'm ready. Don't even slip it in there. Let's do it. Right in the middle of the ring. Let's go toe to toe. Like Max Holloway says right here. Yeah, playing chicken. Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Motherfucker. I feel like I'm in a staring contest with David right now. Have you thought about banning Canadian athletes? Mr. Ortega, well, fuck, people will bitch regardless, just like you're bitching about their bitching. Yeah, exactly. So just do it, right? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, fair enough. Did you see where a drone pilot tried to follow one of the New Jersey drones and it lost power and restricted the airspace? No, I would like to see that. I would like to see that. I saw where the people were shooting guns. The New Jersey police were shooting guns at the drones, but then fucking Caleb slapped me around yesterday and Jethro slapped me around saying it wasn't true. So there's that. Joe Biden's pardoning a bunch of people. Did you see the Chinese guy he sent back to China who had footage of people raping children on his hard drive? 47,000 pieces of pedophile content found on his computer, including live streams that he'd recorded of men raping little kids, babies. That seems like a lot to pardon.
President Biden just pardoned 39 people and commuted roughly 1,500 sentences in the largest single-day act of clemency in American history.
Yeah, Harry, one of the people he just granted clemency to was a man named Shanlin Jin. Mr. Shanlin Jin was arrested in January of 2021 for being in possession of more than 47,000 images of child porn. At Jin's trial, an FBI agent testified that Jin was connected to some very high-level members of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, not only did they discover that his IP address was used in sharing child porn through a peer-to-peer network, but they also found videos on his home computer depicting the essay of an infant by a grown man.
That's raping of an infant. I don't know why he doesn't just say it. Raping of an infant by Shen Jingjing. We traded 3 Chinese-held U.S. citizens for 3 of theirs. Couldn't we have found someone else who didn't like rape children to trade?
And then when they actually executed the search warrant on his house, they found even more videos.
This is a great comment. David, in Biden's defense, he had no idea. He has no idea he pardoned anyone. God, that's true, isn't it? Fuck. Does anyone think it's cool that he's staying quiet during all the drone shit? Is anyone like, hey, it's below his pay grade to talk about that? I want to hear an argument for that. Does anyone think it's like, hey, it's below him? It would be like, I mean, he spoke out about George Floyd. He convicted Chauvin before the trial even started. Does anyone think?
Of infants and toddlers being raped by grown men.
Oh, he said it. Yeah. Infants and toddlers being raped by grown men. You can't let that dude go.
And Joe Biden just gave this guy clemency. This guy is being released from prison early because of Joe Biden. Yeah, Harry, I would just ask that you somehow justify that. Because if you're going to celebrate him giving clemency, I want to know why. And I specifically want to know why Shanlin Jin was.
Look at this guy. Go ahead, judge a book like its cover. Oh, man.
Included in this in any way.
It was blatantly obvious to everybody that Biden was done. Why would you continue?
President Biden.
Yeah, that will I get pardoned if I beat someone up for touching my kid? I mean, that UFC fighter took a shot at a guy who raped his daughter and in a moving car, and he missed the guy who raped his daughter, but he hit the guy's dad. It didn't kill him, but the UFC fighter went to jail. I don't know if he's out now or what, but like that dude should be given some clemency. Yeah, any thoughts about Nancy Pelosi breaking her hip? This is very dangerous for an elderly person. Is she done? I mean, yeah, it is. We all know someone who's old as fuck who broke their hip. Cain Velasquez. Yeah, that's the guy who shot the guy who tried to shoot the guy who raped his daughter. Yeah, I mean, you like Bernie, CK? Bernie broken hip, my worst fear? Or is that what he said? Oh, yeah, McConnell's toast. Mitch McConnell looks like he got the vaccine. Mitch McConnell is toast. Is there footage of Nancy falling down the stairs? Pelosi? That would be amazing if there was video. We went to God, that would have been amazing. Nancy Pelosi announces major surgery after fall in Luxembourg. She underwent successful hip surgery overseas after her fall. Pelosi has hip replacement surgery at U.S. military hospital in Germany after fall. If I was the doctor, I better not say that. Nancy Pelosi was going down the stairs and her giant tits pulled her forward and she tumbled down a flight of stairs in Luxembourg, says the AP Press. Representative Michael McCall, Republican Texas, who posted on social media Friday that the news that he was praying for a speedy recovery for Pelosi. The two lawmakers were captured holding hands in a group photo that day at the embassy in Luxembourg. Jesus. You know, I was talking about red lipstick today. Dear women, Seema, write this down. Dear women of the world, do not, I repeat, do not wear red lipstick. Right, everyone write this down. Dear women, you are only allowed to wear lip gloss or lipstick that like this. Like, what the fuck is this? Dark red lipstick, never. Absolutely listen. This is going to be a hard this is going to be hard to say. The only attraction to you having bright red lips like that is to leave a giant ring around the base of the cock for evidence that you were there. It is Miss Velasquez, I can't pull off lipstick, I'm safe. Yeah. Sevon, shut up, Sevon. If they're redheads, red lipsticks is a go. No, listen. Go hit the bong with Chris Biesterfeld. Listen, there, no red lipstick. You look absolutely retarded with red lipstick. You look like a hoe. I bet you it is some sort of like mating call to try to make the lips look like the mouth look like the vagina. There's no man finds red lipstick attractive. None. It is absolutely hideous. That Marilyn Monroe look with the blonde hair and the white dress and the bright red lipstick, like it is no red. It is that's too much, but I do enjoy a little color and some gloss. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with that. It is man, it is such I cannot believe how many women still do that. It is horrible. Oh, you're mansplaining. I don't so what? What does that have to do with the fact you look like a whore? You made your mouth look like a parking garage for cock. Oh, here we go. Here's a little history on red lipstick. Prostitutes were the first to wear red lipstick to appear aroused. Other women would just bite their lips. My wife's dark red lipstick gets me chubbed up. Yeah, I know. I went Jeff Birchfield, easy 7. I went a little far. No parking garage for cock was a little much. Too explicit, even for this show. Yeah, I know, and I will say that I have a huge gross. I think lipstick and I think makeup in general is pretty gross. I mean, there's obviously places for it. My wife heard me going off the other day about red lipstick, and she's like, "Oh, could you tell I was wearing makeup the other day we went to the libtard party?" And I'm like, "No, I couldn't tell. That's perfect. I don't want to tell." I was watching Elon Musk's mom being interviewed on Fox. She looked fucking horrible. Especially, listen, if you're a woman and you're fucking 97 and you're covering yourself with makeup, you look retarded. All it does is that makeup like falls into the huge crevasses that are the wrinkles that show you're aging, and it looks fucking ridiculous. No one likes it. Do a workout, get sweaty, let your like mascara Guys like to see smeared mascara. It makes you look weak and vulnerable, like you were crying. And put your hair in a ponytail. Stand up straight. That's it. It's not a lot. We're not asking for a lot. I'm glad opinions are like assholes. The sweaty glow is amazing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Sweaty glow. I used to think Christmas Abbott was so hot, and the first time that I saw her at a party all made up, I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? You've completely fucked yourself up. And you know what's crazy too is people will get professional photographers to do their to do professional photography shoots, and then they're all made up, and you look worse than you did like when I was working out next to you. Yeah, moisturizer's good. I like moisturizer, a little glow. All right, there you go. No red lipstick. That's it. Just go in. If you have any, just go in your room and just throw it away. No one likes it. Stoners like it. That's it. Just stoners. If I can't. I feel like I've told my wife. I don't know. I'd have to call her. I don't want to misquote it. I'm gonna get in trouble. I feel like I've told her to wipe lipstick off her mouth. But I don't. Maybe I have her confused with another woman in my life. What workout am I going to do today? What did I do yesterday? Yesterday I did pull-ups. What did I do yesterday? Oh, I did pull-ups and thrusters. What should I do today? I have to do something good today. Fergie's Oh my God, you are hot. Jesus criminy. God, that's a lot of hair to hold on to. Yeah, I did pull-ups and thrusters yesterday. That was good, Seema. Yeah, we got to get in shape. We got to get in shape for the Open this year. You skipped rope and road the other day. Rope? I don't think I climbed the rope. Maybe I should do some rope climbing. That's not going to be in the Open, but I guess I could do some of that. I haven't done that in a long time either. Maybe I'll do, what about this one? Maybe I'll do row 250 meters, try to keep them all under a minute. 15 push-ups, 10 rounds. I know. I got to get away from the 10 round stuff. I'm just so used to just like hanging out in the 10 rounds. Oh, let me see. Matt Souza. Hi, Matt. 5 sets. Okay. 130 on, 1 minute off, 20 cal row max effort, burpee in the remaining time. Oh, that's good. I could do that in the morning. And then maybe some, front squats in the evening. Burpees over rower. Yeah, I should probably do some burpees over a bar. That's good too. I need to do that. You're right. I never told my wife this, but the makeup on our wedding was the worst she ever looked. She's a roll out of bed beauty. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I would say 9 out of 10 women at weddings look like just utter trash. Oh, Jesus. Dude, listen. The fuck are you talking about? Listen to this fucking maniac. 250 burpees to target. So you're saying I do 2 snatches at 135 and with the remaining time in 2 minutes, do burpees and just keep doing that over and over? Oh, you're saying I just start doing yeah, it's the same thing, I guess. You're saying I just start doing burpees, and when I hit the 2-minute mark, do 2 snatches at 135. When I get to 250 burpees, I'm done. You're out of your fucking gourd. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I snatched 35 pounds yesterday or a couple weeks ago. I used the women's bar. I think eventually I moved up. I think for the first 10 rounds, I did 35 pounds. I did it for 30 minutes on the minute, and then I put 15s on each side. What is that? 30 plus 35, 65-pound snatches. Well, what's your creatine dosage? Crazy. Crazy. I woke up this morning, I took a 1.5 milligram gummy of creatine, and last night I took one when I went to bed, and then I take 5 grams during the middle of the day, in the middle of my workout. So what I do is I drink some caffeine, I warm up, and then when I'm done warming up, I drink a pint of water that has 2 teaspoons of creatine and 2 teaspoons of citrulline. I'm at 5 grams. 5 grams is for pussies. And I'm only eating steaks and persimmons. I couldn't believe my body in the morning. This morning, I think I'm gonna look like Tia Toomey in no time. I'm gonna look like a little action figure here in like 2 months. No, is Trista selling gummies? Vindicate. Did Trista sell you those gummies? I just saw something on Instagram, but there were no CrossFitters in it. Will CA Peptides ever do a capsule? You mean one where you take it? I went on capeptides.com. I was going to order a bunch of peptides. I filled my shopping cart with $1,500 worth of peptides, and then I just never ordered it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do the steak. And I'm just going to do the steak and see what happens. They're both kinds of persimmons. God, Fergie, Fergie's parking garage. You don't even know, Seema, what I would do to that mouth. My goodness. Hope you can hold your breath for a long time. All right, Jeffrey. I know. It was a little much. I know. Huberman recently said 10 grams is more optimal. I know. I know. I got horny for a split second. Felt like I was 16 again. I know. It's inappropriate. It's damaging to my reputation. It makes it so Franco has to defend me too much to his people in his gym. I probably paid this for you, but I want to play this in another clip for you guys. Okay. I played this once already. I think I played it on Kill Taylor, but I want to play it again for you guys. Where's the here audio?
I'm more comfortable with my tits out than I am. I don't know. It's like a distraction or something from the rest of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Huh. Okay.
I know people are going to be happy when they see boobs.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to be like, "Oh, that sucked." Well, you know what's weird?
Very altruistic. He's such a misogynist. He likes boobs. I can't believe what a misogynist he is. It's crazy. He likes boobs.
Say to the women watching at home or watching tonight, I love you. It's just these are jokes. That's all this is. It's just a difference between jokes and reality, right? Jokes, my only motive is to make you laugh and or think or laugh. And then if I'm real good, I can do both, right? That's the goal, right? But it's not reality. It's just jokes. I'll give you the difference between jokes and reality. My reality is, if I'm not trying to be funny, that I love women with all my heart. I'm a big fan of women. I'm girl crazy. I've loved women my whole life.
Me too.
I grew up in a family full of women.
Me too.
Sisters of my mom.
Me too.
Right, I grew up in Seattle, Washington. Very
not me.
Pro-woman place. Most of my teachers and coaches were women. I'm in the arts now. My art teacher was an awesome, powerful woman.
I get you. I grew up in Berkeley.
Women are sympathetic. I think they're more sympathetic and empathetic. They're definitely more maternal. Statistically, women are more philanthropic. When it comes to careers that are taking care of people or helping people in any way, those are mostly female-dominated industries.
Okay.
Taking care of the elderly or the sick or the young. Take crime, for example. Women make up 1% of crime in the West.
Wow. I'm liking these women creatures.
When it comes to violent crimes, 0.01. Do you see how none of this is funny? Like it's true. That's real. I love you. You're the best. We need you. I love you.
But don't wear red lipstick.
We love you. But this is comedy. We got to make fun of you, whores. And if that hurts you, little pussy, you can fucking fuck off and go blog about the show.
I like this camera angle from the back with the lights on them, right? Makes them seem big time.
I will say to the women watching at home or watching tonight, I love you.
Yeah, I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, hey, that's where Sevi got his stat. 99% of crime is committed by men. Thank you. Ortega, Derek. Oh, Jonathan Ortega. Chase Bryan says. Jonathan Ortega. Derek, with more plates, more dates, said that there are studies about optimal dose is 20 grams a day. Especially for fucking dudes who are as active as me. I'm a machine. I probably get so much from I'm probably getting so much from the steaks I'm eating too. I went to the butcher yesterday and my wife told me that if we bought a $2,000 like gift card from the butcher, you get 20% off on all your purchases. That's some fucking commitment. That should scare every dude who's in the 50 to 54 division. Should scare the shit out of you. A fucking beast. Do you guys remember the name? Many of you aren't going to remember this. Her name's Crystal Mangum. She was the one that accused the lacrosse players 18 years ago for raping her. She was a stripper, and she was invited to a party, I want to say to Duke's lacrosse team. And she accused the players of raping them. The stripper did. People still think them boys are guilty. This is a fucking crazy story.
I testified falsely against them by saying that they raped me when they didn't.
I want to talk about how beautiful her lips are. Now, why would you put red lipstick on those lips? Her lips are fucking awesome. Those are perfect lips, just the way they are. Those might be the most perfect lips I've ever seen on a human being.
And that was wrong. And I
really one of the best 30 for 30s. See, isn't that crazy? ESPN did a 30 for 30 on this. That's what I mean. Like, when I think of ESPN, I think they're such a fucking weak channel, and yet they do such strong, crazy shit on there. And that's what CrossFit has to do that shit too. Is he frozen? Is he frozen? No, I am not frozen. No, I am not frozen. So 30 for 30. So ESPN addressed this head on. I mean, that's crazy. If you think of it, because you just think of them as cucks.
I betrayed the trust of a lot of other people who believed in me. And made up a story that wasn't true because I wanted validation from people and not from God.
So all you people out there who hate God or don't think that there's a place for God or Christianity, I bet you those lacrosse players think opposite. She didn't have God in her life. She got God in her life, and now she's telling the truth. It's a crazy story. Her life is fucked up. She was born in 1978, American former stripper from Durham, North Carolina, United States, who's been incarcerated for murder since 2013. So now she's in jail for killing someone. But in 2006, she came to the attention in national news reports for having made false allegations of rape against lacrosse players in the Duke lacrosse case. Magam's work in the sex industry as a black woman, while the young men she accused were white, generated extensive media interest and academic debate about race, class, gender, and politicization of the justice system. She was found guilty in 2013 of second-degree murder after she stabbed her boyfriend, Reginald. He died 10 days later. She argued that she acted in self-defense. She was convicted to 14 to 18 years in prison. Previously, in 2010, she was charged with attempted murder of her then live-in partner, Milton Walker. In 1996, she filed a police report saying she was kidnapped at the age of 14 by 3 guys. One of those she accused was her boyfriend and was 21 at the time, which would constitute statutory rape. She subsequently backed away from the charges. More relatives complained was motivated by fear for her life. Her father did not believe she was raped or injured, though her mother believed such an incident could have occurred, but not in 1993. She joined the U.S. Navy. She trained to operate radios and navigation technology while serving in the Navy. Magnum married McNeil. Her marriage quickly broke down. She reported that her husband tried to kill her. This is the Navy guy. She served less than 2 years in the Navy before being discharged after becoming pregnant by a fellow sailor with whom she went on to have another child. In 2002, she returned to Durham to become a stripper. She was arrested on 10 charges after stealing the taxi cab of a customer whom she had given a lap dance. This prompted a police pursuit at speeds up to 70 miles per hour. Wow, she actually stole the car. She nearly ran over a police officer, succeeding only in hitting the patrol vehicle. She was found to have blood alcohol content twice the legal limit. She served 3 weeks in jail and paid a $4,200 restitution fee. In 2004, Magnum earned an associate degree from Durham Technical Community College. Damn, this chick does stuff. At the time of the allegations of the rape, she was in her second year studying police psychology and earned a 3.0 average. In 2006, she was hired as an exotic dancer at a party organized by members of Duke University's lacrosse team. She had consumed alcohol and cyclobenzaprine to perform with another dancer at the house. She became involved in an altercation with her fellow dancer that necessitated police assistance. She was taken to a local drug and mental health center. She was processed. She was in the process of being involuntarily committed when, after being asked a question, she made a false allegation that she had been sexually assaulted at the party. In 2008, she published a memoir, Last Dance of Grace. The book gives an unsubstantiated version of events, and she continued to insist on the debunked claim that she was assaulted at the party. Wow, so she even wrote a book that she was raped there. Finally, on December 11, 2024, in an online camera interview, Magnum admitted to providing false testimony against the Duke lacrosse players, stating, "I testified falsely against them by saying they raped me when they didn't, and that was wrong. I betrayed the trust of a lot of people who believed in me." Damn. The guy she tried to kill, she set fire to some of his clothing in a bathtub in his presence. Jesus Christ, this chick's crazy. I don't even know what to believe. Maybe she was raped. Maybe they paid her. Maybe they paid her money to say that in 2024. I don't know. The moral of the story is don't hire strippers. Or always have a camera on. Gavin Newsom raised taxes in California by 0.1%. That means that if you make $100,000 a year, all of your taxes will be going up $100. Nah, there was no evidence, and jizz from 2 non-LAX players in her say otherwise. Oh, shit, they found semen in her. They found semen from 2 different guys in her that weren't guys from the lacrosse team. Jesus, criminy. Would a male stripper make up a story like that? Depends on if he was a top or a bottom. I think dude gave each kid $30 million. No shit. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, can you believe it? Fucking tax. It's crazy that they keep increasing taxes in California. Savvy, why don't you move?
No, on Trump. I anticipate we will. You know, called what Trudeau, Governor Trudeau. Maybe I could become Prime Minister of California. Thanks, guys. Don't run with that.
Okay, Mr. Prime Minister, were you going to tell the people of the Commonwealth of California that they're getting a tax increase next year from 1.1% to 1.2% rate for the disability insurance program that's administered through the Employment Development Department? That's right, guys. Sacramento just snuck in another tax increase for you. So if you work in this state, you're going to have to pay an additional $100 per year if you make $100,000 and an additional $80.
Fucking wild, man. It's just 0.1%. I know, right? That's the line. If I bring that up to my dad, that's what my dad will say. Why don't you want to pay your taxes? Chris Beesterfield, that's my landscaper. Yeah, that guy does have a huge landscaping business. Good eye. Good catch. Great catch. Great catch.
There's a law in physics that basically says that when you have energy that is vibrating at a particular frequency, within 17 seconds, other energy like that will be attracted to it. So if I'm having a positive thought or a negative thought, then what happens is that energy is attracted to it. I have other thoughts that are like that thought. So if you do that 17 seconds, for 68 seconds, then momentum begins to occur. So let's say that I'm normally, all of our emotions have a frequency to it. So if I'm in despair or anger or worry, all of those are lower, denser frequencies. You get into things like contentment, happiness, joy, love. Those are higher, faster frequencies. So let's say that I normally live in contentment. And that's my set point because that's where I live. I think about that all the time. That's what my makeup is, that sort of thing. So I'm driving down the highway. All of a sudden, a car cuts me off, and I get angry. So now I'm in the lower, denser frequencies. And so then I go back to the office, and I'm telling all my colleagues, here's what happened. This knucklehead cut me off. Go home, tell my wife that. What am I doing? I'm vibrating angry energy. So I go to the supermarket, and there is somebody in line. I have 3 items, and I'm getting in line, and somebody ahead of me has 38 items. And the guy that's running the cash register, it's his first day, and he's not doing very well. He's very slow. Is that a coincidence? No, it's something for me to get angry about. So I'm attracting into my world whatever it is that I'm vibrating. So where my thoughts are, that's what's creating my reality. There's a law.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Remember, the show starts an hour early tomorrow with Eli Crane. Talk to you soon. Love you guys. Don't let him piss you off. That's funny, by the way. That's a good line. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.